So I guess I'm not totally crazy. There's a term for not liking the sound of your own voice, and that is voice confrontation. Guess I'm not the only one that cringes at the sound of their own voice. Weird. Hi, so you have no idea who I am. I'm Jason. I used to upload videos to this channel about 2 years ago, and then I suddenly stopped. I've made about 8 videos or so in the last year, and I've deleted them all because I cringe every time I go and edit them. That's a thing. So after watching YouTube videos in bed all day, and I decided to get up and record something, so excuse the bedhead and the sleepy eyes. Today I'm going to be making a car review on my 2001 Lexus IS300. Without wasting any more time, let's go downstairs and do a review on the car. Oh yeah, get into that. Okay, so we're inside my 2001 Lexus IS300. This is not my friend's, it's mine. And that being said, I've owned 3 of these things and I drive this car everywhere. So my goal is by the end of this video, you should have an idea of whether you should even buy this car and if you should even buy it in an automatic transmission, because this is an automatic transmission car. But first of all, let's get the boring numbers out of the way. This has an inline-6 3.0 liter, the 2JZ Supra engine as everybody calls it, and gas mileage is 18 city and 23 highway. So right off the bat, this car, I got 17 miles to the gallon around the city, around town. That was like 100% town driving. Extend, you can maybe get it to 19 or 20. With this car specifically, I got 17. Traffic. Let's go straight, sure. That was to the floor. That's not very fast. So another thing I feel that that needs to be mentioned is that it's a 4-door. And a lot of you people with kids think it's a good compromise to get this car. It's like, oh, it's a 4-door, it's sporty, it's rear-wheel drive. Yes, it's sporty, it's rear-wheel drive, and it has 4 doors. But I've had one of my family members with a car seat in the back, and me being 6 feet tall, it's kind of uncomfortable to sit here. It would be fine if it was on the other side, if it wasn't directly behind you. Yeah, it's a little a small sedan that I don't know if I would, it's doable to have a kid, it's doable to have a car seat in the back, but test it out before you purchase one, because it might not be for everybody. Ooh, little slidey there. I was playing with the paddles just then. I mean, you can feel the weight in this car. I think it weighs 3,300 pounds, and it's a boat. So before I keep rambling, let's do a little checkpoint to see where we're at. So this car doesn't get very good gas mileage. You can barely fit a car seat behind you, and it's heavy, so it doesn't handle all that well in stock configuration. And I mean, yeah. So far it sounds like I'm just knocking the car, but no, it's actually a really good car, and me saying that I've owned 3 of them, there's a reason for that. For the money, in 2019, you can get one for anywhere from $2,000 to $3,500 in an automatic configuration. Now, if you want a manual, the average price for a manual is about $5,000, give or take. The manuals have a huge premium on these cars, so finding one for $5 to $6 grand is common. That is very common. If you find one under 5, you might want to snag it because you can easily flip it. What I'm getting to that is the manual transmission worth an extra $3,000 over the automatic? I'm gonna say no, because, and let me tell you, before you start typing in the comments, oh, you're just a millennial that likes automatics. No, I don't like automatics. I have a 240 with a R154 Toyota transmission, and that thing is the sloppiest thing I've ever shifted. First and second gear are like in different zip codes, and it's so fun to drive. But Toyota transmissions like the R154 or the W54 IS300s have a ridiculous premium on those things. And for this package, the IS300 package, it's almost worth it just to get the automatic, in my opinion. So I might argue that you can get an IS300 with an automatic transmission and putting a CD009 in it for around, if not less, than buying a 5-speed factory IS300. That's pretty close. So to wrap this thing up in a nice little package, if you're looking for an IS300 for a commuter car, just as a grocery getter so you can run it to the ground and maybe do some mods, maybe some wheels or some bags, maybe go VIP style, I would highly recommend the automatic transmission. If you're trying to do a long-term build, maybe a nice big turbo NAT setup on the IS300, I would almost recommend the automatic just because it's so much cheaper to start with. And I feel like this video has turned into a don't get a manual transmission IS300 because the W55 transmissions are garbage. No, they're glass cannons anyway, but as far as how this car drives, I don't feel like I need a manual transmission to enjoy it any better because it's my daily driver. Let's go into pedal shifty mode again. I rarely go into pedal shifty mode, but special occasion, we're making a video. Taking turns. This car is not very confidence inspiring because it's such a heavy car, but you can still have fun with it. And when you're done, you can just go back in automatic and cruise to Wawa's parking lot. Paddle shifty mode is fun. I gotta say, it's fun. Being that this is my second car and I have a 240 that I can pretty much mod and not care about, because at the end of the day, I have this thing to rely for transportation. It's really nice to have a nice, quiet daily driver. Yes, I wish the gas mileage was better. Yes, I wish it was a little roomier, but I'm not gonna get the wagon because the wagon, all it is, it's a sedan with a backpack, and it's like $5,000 more than the stock sedan version, which is ridiculous. Okay, so I know I rambled a lot in this video, and to some, should you get the IS300, even though the gas mileage isn't that great, it's not the roomiest car out there, it doesn't handle like a Miata or whatever, yeah, I would highly recommend anybody to get this car because it's fun to drive. It's really comfortable. I really like this car a lot. If you had the option and you had two cars in front of you, and automatic or manual, sure, go for the manual. I would 100% go for the manual. It would be a little more fun around the streets, but it's not worth the price in my opinion. It's too much money. Yeah, so I don't mind that this car is slow because it's so comfortable. It's fine. Like, it's fine if you have kids and you can deal with having your seat up just a little much. It's totally fine. You're gonna love this car. And the cool thing is there's a lot of mods for this car you can do. You can put a GT2J in here and go down that slope, which is what every IS300 owner says. I wanna boost it. My glasses are falling. So now I'm gonna pull over into this empty parking lot and just take some extra footage of the car. And I'm gonna call it a J. So hopefully this video wasn't too rambly and hopefully you can make sense out of it. But yeah, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments and I'll get to them. Peace. Woo!